Hey guys, what's up? What's up? This is Dasho Rose here. I'm back with some more videos. Yep, some more videos for you guys. And what do you know, a video right before Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. And people are gonna be out going celebrating. Spending time with their families and all that. Speaking of spending time with your families, I'm here to talk about another rethemed park thing at Disney World. I'm also going to be talking about the new Moana movie, and its performance so far, and also, I'm going to talk about the mainstream media too. I was actually going to do the mainstream media in a separate video, but I kind of want to just talk about it in this video too, because things are actually looking pretty ugly for media in general. So yeah, this might be a little bit of a lengthy video, not a super long one, but sorry too, my dog is making noise. I think him and the cat are playing, so yeah, if you guys hear him, sorry about that. He's playing with the cat, the kitten. We have like 2 cats now, so yeah, this one actually followed me home. I was walking and it followed me and all that, because I really didn't want to, I didn't think my dad would take another cat. I mean, it's not really changing much, luckily, but still, having 2 cats, you get, especially when one's a kitten and one's an adult, you gotta take care of them. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's managing. But yeah. But anywho, before I get into any further in the video, you guys know the drill. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. I don't really talk about pop culture, news stuff much anymore. Honestly, at this point, I just don't really care anymore about Hollywood. Hollywood's kind of just, it's trash now. And I'm kind of not really caring about social media anymore. So, I'm actually going to put my dog outside so he can go potty, because I think he's getting irritated by the cat. On. Alright, sorry about that. I had to put my dog outside, as I stated, because, he's basically him and the kitten are not getting along, so yeah, but anywho, I was gonna say, though, that, yeah, I was saying that basically I don't really talk about, I don't really care about social media much anymore either. It's kind of gone to hell too. But I kind of want to talk about, this, because things have been been interesting for a while. So, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this now. So, I wanted to state that, as you guys know, Disney World has been in decline for quite a while. Actually, the whole entire Walt Disney Company has actually been in decline for a long time. It wasn't as noticeable in the past, but I noticed declining and stuff in the past. I started turning on Disney around 2014 and all that, because I started seeing them changing and all that. They were making simple, stupid decisions here and there. I know this is a nitpick, but I didn't like them, replacing Playhouse Disney with Disney Junior, and then I didn't really like them, not just doing that, but also getting rid of Walt's name in the company, and then also, one of the big things I didn't like is them getting rid of their hand-drawn animation, something they were very known for. So that really frustrated me. But then after that, I feel like the movies definitely started declining too, and all that, and then the parks, I haven't been paying a bunch of attention to the parks, because that's something I never really went to as a child, but for what I've heard, it's been going downhill for a while. They've been retheming stuff left and right. the prices have been getting outrageous. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there should be a limited, you know, to how much a company can charge a customer, you know, like for like, you know, to go to a park or, you know, a business. Now, I mean, to be fair, they don't have to do it. They're not forcing you to go. The problem is, though, is a lot of these companies, especially Disney World, Disney owns a lot of shit. You know, they own a lot of crap, you know, so when they you know, do this, when they, you know, upcharge crap and people want to enjoy something, they can't do it because they're too expensive. So yeah. So basically, yeah, that's kind of just how it is, Roll. You know, it's kind of how it's been and all that. And one of the things, though, is besides, you know, the pricing going up and all that, other crap has gotten really out of hand in Disney World too. They have, like, as I mentioned, they've been retheming stuff. Either that, or it takes them like forever to like actually do something. So when they were gonna retheme, you know, like Splash Mountain, you know, it took them like years to actually do that. And they finally did that with like Princess and the Frog, or I guess the Tiana ride thing, and people are not very happy with it. People are very pissed because not only they got rid of Splash Mountain, you know, an old attraction, you know, that people grew up with, you know, but it got replaced with something that's supposed to be good, but they took everything out of it that kind of made it cool. It looks very boring now. I've heard it, they don't even have freaking Dr., you know, Basili, or however I pronounce his name, and, you know, the voodoo guy in there, because apparently it's problematic to have voodoo shit in your parks. I'm like, who cares? Who cares? I mean, you gotta try to please everybody. I mean, not everybody is gonna be pleased, you know. Look at my YouTube channel. For example, I have a YouTube channel. This is why I do a bunch of different stuff like this, because not only I can throw my opinion out on some of this stuff, but I make content for everybody. But if some people don't like it, I just don't care, you know. It's just how it is. The problem is they're trying to get that money from the little tiny audience that don't like it, and it's bullshit, and people are not happy with it. But now they're gonna go and they're gonna freaking change. They're gonna change up the movie, or not the movie, the theater and all that of the Muppets. So the Muppets are now gonna be going because of I guess they're gonna be building a Monsters Inc. you know thing. Which, I mean, again, it's another thing that they're gonna bring back that's cool. But the thing is, though, with the Muppets, though, this is what's annoying is, unlike Splash Mountain, you know, which was from Song of the South, you know, that movie, which, by the way, isn't available on Disney Plus, they removed it. Apparently, they removed a lot of shit from Disney Plus. They don't even have a lot of stuff on there to begin with. Sorry, my kitten's, like, playing with Legos. Sorry, I'm just, like... He picks kind of a bad time to do this, but he's just a kitten, you know. He's a kitten, you know. I mean, I'm mad at him. I'm just saying he picks a bad time to do that stuff. But I was gonna say, though, yeah, basically the thing is with the Muppets, though, is unlike Splash Mountain, aka Song of the South, because Song of the South is what the ride was based off of. You know, the Muppets is something they bought. They bought the Muppets in 2004 or 2005 is when they bought it. I thought they bought it in 2001, but no, apparently it was 2004 or 5 when they bought it. When they bought the Muppets. And honestly, they have like no idea what the hell they're doing with the Muppets. Like all the other shit they bought, they have no idea what they're gonna do with it. And instead of fucking, you know, selling it off to another company and get their money back, you know, their money back. By the way, their money they could probably use to build more shit or another park or something. You know, I don't know. They could build probably another park somewhere else. They rather, you know, like they rather, you know, just run the shit into the ground and all that. And either they'll shut it down, or they'll just, you know, they'll just like phase it out of existence. That's kind of what they're doing with the Muppets. They're phasing it out of existence. I mean, I'm not gonna say I was the biggest fan of the Muppets, because I don't know, like growing up, I didn't watch the Muppets that much. I actually kind of preferred Sesame Street, which is part of the Muppets, or was, and now it's actually owned, I think it's owned by either, I can't remember if it's Universal that owns it, or is it like, is it Warner Brothers? I can't figure out who owns PBS Kids, but one of the companies owns it and all that. Well, I think it's Warner Brothers, I believe, because they have a lot of the episodes on there. They don't actually have all the episodes of Sesame Street either, because, you know, I guess some of them included the Muppets, so it's contract or something expired or something, I don't really know. Which I don't feel like makes a whole lot of sense in my opinion, because I'm like, I understand there's different companies that will go and buy out stuff, but I mean, like, I feel like there should be a certain extent of the contract that you buy something out. Like, if it includes characters from another company that they actually own, then I'm like, they probably shouldn't be doing that, you know? So, let's say, like, for example, like, The Simpsons, you know, or a Family Guy got sold off to a competitor like Adult Swim or something. They bought it out, and then Disney, you know, decides to take off the Simpsons / Family Guy crossover episode because it features, you know, the Simpsons or a Family Guy, whatever, you know, they sell off. I'm just like, I don't really get why they do that crap, but it's kind of annoying because that means you have to go to another streaming platform and watch it, and it's just annoying as hell, and just like, I don't know, I don't get it. But, yeah, people are not very happy about this. I mean, Monsters, Inc. was a very popular ride, but the Muppets were something special for people, you know? I mean, I've seen one of the movies back in the day. I thought I remember not minding it, but I don't know, I don't know. I mean, I need to probably go back and watch the Muppets again. I don't know, growing up when I was like a tot, I watched it, you know, and I didn't really get into it as much. But that doesn't mean it can't be good, you know? It can't be good, though. But I don't want to say anything, you know, because I haven't seen him in a while. But I'm just saying, you know, that's kind of something, you know, I didn't really get into as much as Sesame Street. But back on topic, though, yeah, they're going to retheme it, as I stated, and all that. And that's another ride, which, by the way, was also announced forever ago. And I thought they already did this. But no, I think it was actually announced a few years ago. And I guess they're just now starting to kind of just work on it. So it takes them forever to do shit. And remember, next year, Epic Universe is opening up. And my god, that's probably going to be the fucking, the coffin for Disney World. I guarantee it's going to be the fucking coffin. Like, I don't know how the hell they're gonna top this. The thing is that they keep laying off people, but I'm like, you have all this IP shit you don't know what the hell to do with. Just fucking sell it off. Sell it off to somebody else. Sell it off to somebody else, and you can sell it off and get money back instead of laying off your employees you call your family until, again, they're not your family anymore. You just throw them aside like yesterday's garbage, you know? It's just like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, I'm like, I don't get what the hell is going on with Disney anymore, but I'm just like, again, they keep making mistakes and all that, and I'm just like, I don't know, it's just ridiculous, you know? Just listen to the fans, give the fans what they want, sell some of this shit off if they're not gonna do anything with it, and just, I mean, you don't really need the Muppets. Honestly, I've kind of noticed that. That's kind of something I wanted to point out that before I move on to the Disney's, you know, new movie that's come out in the theaters. I wanted to talk about the whole puppet thing in general. I don't know why, but I feel like it's kind of faded out from existence. A lot of this stuff has. Puppets were a big thing back in the olden days, but I don't know, they're not as big as they were, you know, in the past. I mean, they're still around. I mean, we got like a whole YouTube channel dedicated to I think it's called Ellis Mark or something, or not Ellis Mark, Ellis, no, not Ellis Mark, that's YouTuber, that review stuff, I can't remember the name of the channel, but they got stuff like that, but puppets just seem to be kind of fading out of existence. It seems like stop motion and CGI and live action is all kind of becoming more of a thing. So that's kind of why I kind of missed the early 2000s, because we had a little bit of everything. We didn't just have CGI. We had live action, 2D. We had CGI and all that. Like now it's all basically kind of the same thing. Even the puppets are kind of just gone at this point. Even Chuck E. Cheese has gotten rid of their animatronics. I thought about making a video on that, but I'm like, it kind of was far from past at that point. But I didn't really care for the animatronics. I thought they were kind of creepy, but I can feel like other people, would miss them, and I'm like, can you at least leave them open in some locations? It looks like they might be doing that for right now, but I don't know how long that'll last, so. Now, I'll say their remodifications, though, do look nice, but it's kind of the same thing with this. That maybe some of the things they've replaced might not be too bad. Like, maybe a Monsters, Inc. thing could be cool. But the problem is, though, why not just build a whole nother thing and keep the Muppets open? I just don't understand that, But, yeah, I just don't really get that. But I think I'm kind of done talking about the Muppets right now. I do want to talk about the movie side right now of things, because they now have a movie called Moana 2 that's out in the theaters. Now, I've not seen it. It just came out. I think it came out yesterday or the day before. I think it kind of depends on where you're at, because I noticed I started seeing reviews on this stuff occasionally at night, like in the middle of the night, and I'm guessing like before it's even midnight. So I'm guessing because time is different in different parts of the world, they probably so like for example, I think in like Europe or something, it might be like right now it might be like almost sunset or sunrise while it's dark over here. But I don't know, but I have seen some reviews and all that, and honestly, they're not looking very great. I've heard people saying the movie is not completely garbage, but it's not very good. They kind of screwed up because they made it like it was supposed to be made as a TV show and not a movie, and I'm just like, I don't know why Hollywood keeps doing this. They did this with Buck Wild, and it was supposed to be a TV series. They did the same thing with I think Megamind 2, that was supposed to be a TV show too. I don't know, or I can't remember if it was a TV show that got turned into a movie or if it was the other way around, but a lot of times when that happens, it kind of can be kind of sloppy, so I was kind of curious about how this would turn out. But that just kind of shows you, like, the whole thing I talked about in the past, about how they had a few good movies that came out this year, but now I feel like it's going to go right back to going downhill again. Because next year, Disney's library of movies that are coming out don't look like they're going to be very good, or they might be good, they might not do as well as this year. And that's the problem. I think a lot of their movies that have done well this year are sequels, they're sequels. And that's not a very good thing, because we want original content, to come from the Walt Disney Company, but the thing is, though, is that's kind of what it feels like what's happening. But they already had sequels planned before that. I think it was, it was like last year, like right when Bob Iger came back, he suddenly announced a bunch of a fucking sequel marathon or something in the company. We're getting like a Toy Story 5, a Incredibles 3, and all that. And now we got an Ice Age 6, which I already think was already supposed to come out, but or it was something like that was not off the ground, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen, because, Chapek got ousted from the company, and then Iger came back, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen there, but I was like thinking that he might bring back Ice Age, because, that was already announced. They already had that in the works, because, again, Buck Wild was supposed to be a TV show. It was not supposed to be an Ice Age 6. But I don't know how well it's going to do. I don't think it's going to do as well. I don't think it's Inside Out 2, because as I say, people are very pissed off about Blue Sky shutting down and all that. That's probably why I'm not gonna go see it in the theater. You know, fuck Disney, fuck them. You know, for shutting down Blue Sky. And then you turn around and basically are screwing over the Muppets and all that. Yeah, screw you guys. If I were gonna get it, I'd just wait for it to come on DVD or something if it's any good. You know, I'm not gonna go spend a shit ton of money in the theaters to watch something that I'm not gonna support a company that freaking screwed over another company. I'm not doing that. I mean, they've done that. I mean, a lot of Hollywood studios have done this in general, but Blue Sky was a big part of me and all that, and it feels like they're just digging Blue Sky's grave for films that already exist, you know. So in a way, actually, now that I think about it, in a way, it kind of feels like Circle 7 Animation. See, before Bob Iger became the CEO, they were gonna have a deal with Circle 7 Animation to make sequels off of Pixar movies, but there was only like 8 at the time. Well, I guess not 8. There was still less than that before. Because I don't even know if Ratatouille was gonna be even made if that happened, but they were going to they were gonna like, you know, make sequels and all that off of movies. Some of these actually didn't look too bad, like Monsters Inc. 3, that actually looked pretty cool and all that, but then they kind of just like, then they were like, I'm like, that's not a very smart idea, you know. That's something I'll give Bob Iger credit for. He did kind of buy out Pixar, although I don't feel like shutting down Circle 7 Animation was probably a great idea either, because I would have liked for them to see some movies or some content come out of them. I mean, I feel like they could have just sold that off to somebody else, you know, but again, it's kind of what he's done. He's done that throughout time, you know. I mean, even like I've said, like in the past, that we've had like Hollywood studios get shut down and all that, and we've had a lot of, you know, stuff get shut down because of this. You know, even Touchstone Pictures got shut down, which was early Fox, you know, ish, like Disney. Basically, it's where all the older, like more mature content went, you know. So, yeah, clearly, you know, I mean, he had that great idea there, but I'll say for the most part, yeah, I wish they would just fucking, like, they would just, like, oust him, you know. They ousted Bob Chapek, they ousted Michael Eisner and all that. Michael Eisner, I don't know about Chapek. Chapek was only there for 2 years, but Michael Eisner would, like, even though he had a lot of problems, the company was still making profit and was still great under him. It's honestly, I could say the Disney company is way worse than it's ever been in the past. I mean, it's had some rough moments in the past. It's almost gone bankrupt a few times. I'm not sure. I've heard some rumors about, like, Universal wanting to buy out Disney back, you know, in the early 2000s before, you know, Bob Iger came in there. I kind of wish they just bought it out because, I mean, I don't know, like, how well that would have gone, but I feel like it would have been kind of better than what we're at right now. I mean, Disney did have, you know, its moments in the late 2000s, but by the 2010s, it really went to hell. I feel like it went way to hell, and it just was not. It just never felt the same again after that. But I was gonna say though, but the whole Circle 7 Animation thing, that definitely feels like kind of what they're doing Blue Sky right now. They're basically just pinpoint. I mean, they shut down Blue Sky, and then they, you know, are just basically picking out the movies that they have in the library of Blue Sky to make movies with sequels to keep the brand alive. That's kind of what they were gonna do with Pixar originally. Although Pixar wasn't actually completely owned by Disney then, because Pixar, I think, was actually going to go its separate ways. Because I think the thing is with, like, John Lasseter and the problem is with John Lasseter and Michael Eisner, I think they kind of butted heads. They both were, like, they were both control freaks and all that, and I feel like Michael Eisner wanted to do things his way, you know, John Lasseter wanted to do things his way and all that, and I thought that was kind of ending the Pixar relationship, but you know, but the thing is, though, if that did happen, yeah, that's pretty much what would have happened, what they're doing Blue Sky right now. They're just taking, like, IPs from that franchise and they're making sequels out of it. So like for example, For example, like you know, like I said, not just Ice Age, but Rio. They're making a third Rio movie, and they're probably gonna try to make maybe a second Spies in the Skies movie, possibly, and all that, you know. And it just feels like they're just digging the grave. Like I think they probably regret probably shutting it down, but I could say they probably regret it. But you know, they already shut it down and all that, you know. But honestly, at this point, though, I feel like they probably don't care at the same time, because you know it's modern Disney. Disney doesn't care about its employees or the IP it owns. It just wants to make money and milk it till it's dry, you know. But that's kind of what they're doing. I feel like they're gonna do that with a lot of Blue Sky movies. I don't know if they can do it with the Peanuts movie or the Horton Hears the Who movie. Well, actually, I don't think they can make a sequel to. I actually heard apparently they did have because I actually remember this short on Dr. Seuss DVD. I had these shorts. Horton was like watching an egg and all that, and was like. But I was like watching the egg and all that, and then like this fish randomly blows his brains out, and then, I told my stepdad at the time, you know, when he was my stepdad, about like that, and he's like, that's not real and all. I'm like, it's real. I mean, look at this. He never really believed, like, you know, some of the things I said. I'd have to actually show him proof. I mean, to be fair, I was kind of like that too, but yeah, that was some crazy stuff like that they did back with these old cartoons and all that. But they were supposed to make a movie about that. That one never got off the ground. But my thing is, though, I think, you know, I think they might have some regression. They don't want to admit it, because I mean, Bob Iger and a lot of the higher ups are not going to admit they screwed up. Or if they do, they'll change their mind. Like I've heard people say that Bob Iger has admitted that he regretted buying Fox, but now he takes it back and all that, and he's kind of going back and forth and all that. I think he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about and all that, but he did bring up some good points, though, about I heard about like that they made a lot of money on some of their IP that they got from Fox, but I'm just like, a lot of that stuff's been milked to death at this point. I feel like it's not really worth it. It's not really worth, you know, the hassle of having this stuff if you're just gonna do that, you know. But again, I don't really know. I don't know what to say there. I don't know what to say. But you know, I'm just like, I feel like, again, it just feels like this is kind of what they're doing with the sequels and all that. And then, like I said, with Moana 2, it just came out, so I don't know exactly how. But I'm subscribed to some YouTubers that I feel like their opinions are more honest and all that. And yeah, it doesn't look very promising, which really sucks, because I loved the first Moana movie. I loved it. It was, I don't know if I would say it was my favorite Disney movie, but it was something, you know, special, you know. But I mean, I don't think it was my favorite. I mean, I shouldn't say I loved it until I go back and watch it, but I don't remember really hating it that bad. It's one of those movies I felt like I could go back to, you know, over and over again and like it, you know, because I mean, and I think I remember even Maui being like probably like one of the best characters in the movie and all that, but yeah, the sequel, though, sounds like it's just a mess, because I think it was supposed to be a TV show. But again, I don't know, because I've only seen a couple people review it. And so far, yeah, it seems like people are leaning more towards the not liking it category. I mean, I think it's going to do very good, but I don't think it's going to hold up as well as Inside Out 2 did, which that movie did very good. But I feel like Pixar, as I stated in the past, Pixar has got a bit more control over their films than the Disney side, you know, and all the other IP. Because I noticed Pixar has not fallen as bad as the Walt Disney Company has and all the other IPs that they have acquired. Not to say there hasn't been some god-awful movies. I mean, Lightyear, for example, was a complete dumpster fire, but but I still feel like they have a lot more creativity going on there. But like I don't think I agree 100% with people when they talk about its downfall. I do think they've had a downfall. Like I stated in the past, Pixar doesn't really have its own theme, intro theme anymore, because I talked about in the past it's a Randy Newman theme, because that played through Toy Story, through Ratatouille, and then they got rid of it when WALL-E came out. That was a pretty cool thing. And then I said the writer part, the writing's kind of been going all over the place, but still, I don't know. I still don't think, again, it's been as bad as other ones, which is probably another reason why that movie did very good. I wasn't sure, though, what to think about it. I was thinking it was probably going to be a bad movie or not as good because, the recent films, because I will say they have fallen downhill, just not as bad as other people are saying, but again, I don't really know, but yeah, Moana 2, though, I think it's going to do well, but I don't think it's going to hold up as well. And then we need to talk about, the last thing I want to talk about is the mainstream media in general. Because that's something I feel like I want to talk about. And I'm going to say this, I feel like we're going to end up getting into a whole nother chapter with mainstream media. I feel like things are going to be a bit different. Because in the past, I will say, they have gone after people for having their own opinions on something, or like speaking out something, which a lot of this shit, by the way, ended up being true, But like, I mean, YouTube, Twitter, and which, before it was X. I mean, even now it's still kind of got problems, but and then we've had the whole Google thing and all, which they're talking about how Google's a monopoly and how they actually might be getting shrunk down. Things are going to be probably very interesting for the media. Like even Hollywood. I think Hollywood, honestly, at this point in general, I think Hollywood media is pretty much dead. Like I think most of the media is dead. Because I mean, at this point, I think ABC News, CNN, and all that stuff is pretty much just dead at this point. I mean, they're still going on, but I don't know if they're gonna recover or not from all this, because they've gotten way too downhill with their political shit and all that, and trying to like censor people. Because I talked about it during the debate with Kamala Harris and Trump. How, like, I mean, I think Trump's got his problems too. I'm not gonna say he doesn't, but he won the election and all, but they were trying to, like, shut him up and all that through the election. Like, they weren't questioning the shit Kamala Harris was doing and all that. Which is one of the reasons why I voted for Trump. I'm like, I'm gonna vote for somebody who's not censoring, me and all that. And I'm not saying, I mean, honestly, I would rather not have either one of them running, but I'm like, if they're gonna not tell the truth, then why should I believe them, Because I know I'm like X and all that. They're like, people are throwing a fit about Trump winning and all that, and I'm just like, I mean, I don't want to say they can't have their own opinion, but I'm like, some people are like, out there like trashing on people who voted for Trump and calling them out, saying they're horrible people. I mean, I voted for him, and it doesn't make me a horrible person. It makes me human. That's why we have people voting for different stuff. I mean, I've said this in the past. I have people who probably have voted for Kamala Harris because people do not like Trump. And I'm just like, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get why it's such a big deal. I mean, I guess people want their country to be good, but I'm like, it doesn't mean you need to take it out on people, because people there's like a million different social media platforms out there. You can't expect all of them to be true. And some of the shit they try to throw in there, I'm like, I don't even get. Like some people, I mean, I don't know if I've commented on any of this yet or not, but some people are like, that they need to oust Trump, or he needs to get or oust him from the White House, or whatever they said. But I'm just like, you guys had no problem, pretty much, when Joe Biden was in office, they had no problem not kicking him out of the office, but they want Trump gone so bad. I'm like, fucking Joe Biden. I mean, Joe Biden had no idea where he was at. The guy was clearly, I think, definitely had dementia. I mean, there's some stuff I don't want to say are true because I don't know, but I mean, I've heard people say like they found his laptop or something and smoking crack and all that. I don't know about that stuff, but I definitely know for a fact that he definitely was not there. He was definitely not there. The guy was, you know, like, you know, he was basically, you know, kind of just like, he was falling asleep, you know, and, you know, it's basically just like, not a very good guy to be running an entire country, you know? And I'm just like, people are calling people out and saying that they're stupid or idiots for voting for Trump and all that, but I even said this, I'm like, people aren't stupid for voting for someone. It just, again, it's human, you know? I mean, it's just human. I mean, even people voting for Biden, I feel like it's not really stupid, you know? I mean, because, you know, I mean, I will say he wasn't as bad when he first got elected, but you could definitely tell he was going downhill. And the thing is with Kamala Harris, she was the vice president and all that. And I have a feeling, I'm not going to lie, this might be a controversial opinion, but I have a feeling she was running everything in the background because there's no way that Joe Biden was doing all this. I mean, you could say maybe his first lady was, you know, was running everything, but the first lady, I don't know if the first lady in the White House, you know, can actually do anything like that, you know. Like, I don't think they can actually, you know, like do. I mean, they go there to like live with the president because that's who they're married to. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really care about politics. I don't even want to vote this year. Honestly, I really just voted because my dad was like wanted me to vote and all that, and I was like, you know, I'm like, I kind of want this crap to kind of go away and all of that, you know. I'm just like, I don't know. Like I said, I just think it's just ridiculous. It just causes people to fight, but I don't know. My thing is though, to the whole mainstream media is they basically, as I stated, they basically they were hiding your comments, they were censoring your comments and all that, and they were also like, you know, blocking videos and all that from people and all that, and I'm just like, and I'm just like, again, it's just ridiculous. And somehow it magically has stopped. Even on YouTube, it's magically stopped. I mean, it still happens sometimes, but it's pretty much magically stopped because Trump won and all that, and they're pretty much just like, there's definitely something going on, and I feel like this is going to be probably the end of social media's censorship. I hope it is, because they need to go back to the way they were. Like, stop censoring people's shit and just go back to being freaking, you know, a platform for people to talk on, you know? And these problematic people have a problem and want to bitch about, like, it not being fair, like, why can't we censor stuff? I'm like, just go burn in hell, go somewhere else. Like, let normal people who actually want to use the platforms for good to use the platforms for good. It's not your job to be going on there, you know, trashing on people and censoring them for having their own opinion or something, you know. I'm just like, I just don't freaking get that, you know. And this shit's been going on for a while, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to go into too much detail about this stuff, but that's kind of where the whole social media thing is. I mean, even like, I feel like I've heard like I think Comcast is like possibly gonna sell off their news outlet thing, because that's one thing that they seem to have problems with. But to be fair, like the others, they kind of just like, they kind of were more so kind of like, again, like trying to like, they're like more like trashing on people's opinions and all that, which again is not a good thing and all that. And you just need to have, you know, you're there to make the news. You can have your opinion, but you're there to make the news, not to like shit on people's opinions, you know, for voting or even doing anything, you know, that they're doing, you know, just either if they're not hurting anybody, it's not a big deal. But I don't know. I don't know. I think this is definitely going to be a very interesting next 4 years. But something needs to be done because this is getting way out of hand. I mean, people are leaving social media because of this crap. I mean, people are leaving YouTube. I've heard so many YouTubers are fed up with this crap because of how bad the censorship has gotten. And it's not just politics stuff, it's like cussing and all that too. They won't let you cuss like in certain like shorts. I've seen them like cutting them out or they'll remove the comments. I'm like, that's one of the biggest things YouTube was known for, was being able to comment on people's videos. Now like half the damn videos you can't do that anymore. They won't let you do that. And they say, I guess because it's a kid-friendly thing, but I'm like if people have problems with that, let them freaking do it. It's not your job to control what people do on the platform, you know? As long as they're not hurting anybody, it doesn't matter, you know? That's the thing, though. Social media just needs to learn that shit and stop trashing on people's opinions and comments and all that. Just, again, if the creators have a problem with that, they can turn the comments off. Because I want to go back and watch, like, some videos and all that and see people's, like, comments and some stuff, like, call me crazy, but I like to go back and, like, watch, like, stuff I grew up with, like Starfall or Fun Brain or something, and see people's comments, but a lot of the videos, they remove the comments, so I can't see the comments anymore. So, yeah, even some of my videos, like Family Guy reviews, they remove comments, too. Which I don't freaking get why they did that, because it's not, again, kid-friendly. It's just YouTube being a control freak, along with other social media platforms. But, I don't know, but and this video definitely is a very long video. I'm going to probably have to go ahead and let things go from here anyway, but I'm just saying, I'm really hoping things will get better with this kind of stuff too, because, but honestly, with the Disney World and all that, I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. Social media might get better, because I feel like we're going to have some, like, people out there fighting and all that with this stuff, but I don't know. But I need to go ahead and let things go from here. So I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.